This week in Jamaica Now, sadness as former Reggae Boy Luton Shelton ends his 6-year battle with ALS, the motor neuron disease that took him away from the game he loved dearly.
There, but look at the way he hits it. That barely gets over the wall. He rips that into that corner.
United States President Joe Biden inaugurated and gets cracking with several executive orders. How 22-year-old American Poet Laureate Amanda Gorman reaped a standing ovation.
For there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Visitors to the U.S. to require a mandatory COVID negative test as of January 26. Finance Minister Dr Nigel Clarke announces budget shifts. Man on assault charges proposes in court. And contract killer in Red Hills double murder details plot and pleads guilty. I'm Damian Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. The football sporting world plunged into deep sadness on Friday amid news that former Reggae Boy Luton Shelton had died. For the past 6 years, Shelton had been battling with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS for short. It is a motor neuron disease. Shelton, who previously held the national goal scoring record with 35 international goals, was 35 years old.
There, but look at the way he hits it. That barely gets over the wall. He rips that into that corner.
On social media, there was raw grief as hundreds of persons paid tribute to the Jamaican star. In October 2018, Shelton, his wife, Bobette, and his now deceased father told the Gleaner that the family was hard hit by the ALS diagnosis.
It started affecting his upper body. So now it's going down to his lower body, so we know the severity of it. Every patient is it's different. It's different. Weakness, right? So it attacks their bodies differently, you know. But it's something that it's hard to even cope with, to know that okay, you have this illness that cannot be cured.
And there was further bereavement in Jamaica this week with news of the passing of reggae songbird Yvonne Sterling.
Thank you, Lord, for every little thing. 'Cause right you know I'm not stressing.
Sterling died in hospital after suffering a stroke. She recently returned to the spotlight after the Gleaner highlighted her plight that she had hit hard times.
You see, all this clothes on the bed is what the water do to them. The water come in and go all in here, so smash up my plate, the table, the fridge, and some other things is up by the top of the man's house. My dresser can't open, none of the drawers can't come out because the water came up to here and swelled.
Several entertainers had pooled to assist her to get a new house. U.S. President Joe Biden has promised to restore America in the eyes of the world. Biden and his Vice President Kamala Harris on Wednesday took the oath of office in an inauguration ceremony at the U.S. Capitol. The president called for unity and begged for cooperation in responding to the challenges faced by America.
As the Bible says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. We will get through this together.
Shortly after, Biden signed an order that will create a path to regularize thousands of people in America illegally. Biden has also signed an order mandating new COVID rules in the U.S. Masks must now be worn in airports, planes, ships, intercity buses, trains, and public transportation. Additionally, as of January 26, all travelers must furnish a negative COVID-19 test before departing for the U.S. and must quarantine upon arrival. And at the inauguration, 22-year-old Amanda Gorman reaped a standing ovation for her original The Hill We Climb.
When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. In the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is.
Finance Minister Dr Nigel Clarke has sought to explain the cut in the budget for the Education Ministry in a new supplementary estimates for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. A total of $1.8 billion has been cut from the budget for the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information and the Program of Advancement through Health and Education PATH. But Clarke says the money has been transferred to the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. He said the money transferred to the Science Ministry will be used by E-Learning Company Limited for the procurement of laptop computers for welfare students. Meanwhile, the 2020-2021 budget has been slashed by $3.5 billion from the programmed $853.83 billion to $850.24 billion. Clarke also said that the postponement of payments for 30 fire trucks to fiscal year 2021-2022 would not affect the delivery schedule. A 36-year-old man on a charge of assaulting his girlfriend made an unusual move in court on Thursday after he was called to defend the case. While addressing the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, Andre Chanteloup slowly pulled a ring from his pocket and attempted to go down on one knee before asking the complainant to marry him. The eyes of his girlfriend, Nisha Morrison, were filled with tears as Chanteloup expressed undying love for her. Parish Judge Lorian Cole Montague stared at the couple while officers of the court were left in awe. Chanteloup found himself before the judge after he allegedly assaulted his girlfriend, with whom he shares 2 children. It left her with swelling and bruising on her face. Morrison reported the matter to the police and Chanteloup was charged. In court, the judge had Chanteloup apologize to Morrison and refer the couple to counseling. She also told Morrison that she did not have to decide on the spot. Outside the court, Morrison said it was one of the most beautiful moments of her life. A man who described for police investigators how Simone Campbell Collymore, wife of businessman Omar Best Collymore, screamed as he and a crony sprayed her taxi with bullets, has pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder. 24-year-old Wade Blackwood also pleaded guilty to 2 counts of illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston on Thursday. Winston Walters, the owner and operator of the ill-fated taxi, was also shot to death in the January 2, 2018 attack at the entrance to Campbell Collymore's Forest Ridge apartment complex on Stanley Terrace in Red Hills, St. Andrew. A post-mortem revealed that Campbell Collymore was shot 19 times. Walters was shot 5 times. The killing was captured on closed-circuit television CCTV, one of the factors that nudged Blackwood to plead guilty. Campbell Collymore's mother and sister fought back tears as they walked out of the courtroom moments before the video was being played. Omar Collymore is among the 4 other persons charged with his wife's murder. He was held in St. Elizabeth months after the killing, attempting to leave the island by way of a boat. 5 months after the killing, on June 20, 2018, Blackwood detailed his involvement in a caution statement recorded by police investigators in the presence of 2 justices of the peace. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, turn on your notifications and subscribe today. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, more from that 2018 interview with former reggae boy Luton Shelton, dead at 35.
We used to, like the penultimate day of training, you know, like for match day, penultimate day for match. I'm always picking up some nagging injury and couldn't understand why.
Yeah.
But I was saying to him, say, why?
Was training for the week.
Yeah, and then train good.
And then on the day of the match, 2017 season.
2016-17 season.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't know that was part of what was literally
affecting his injury, recovery stage.
So therefore, in terms of even the debut match he played, I know it was a match that he played against Tivoli versus Alphaville at the National Stadium, which he scored that looping header and a beautiful goal. But shortly after he had to come out just the same. Then from there, it wasn't the same anymore.
I made a vow and I'm here for him. His father is here. Everybody is here to rally around and help him and stuff like that. So it wasn't hard, you know, to transition just to accommodate him and his needs and so forth. So I guess when it reached a certain stage, I no longer maybe knowledgeable, you know, how to care for him. You understand? So it would be better if a nurse, you know, would come in and try to help him out. I guess, you know, offer some physical therapy, you know. So